Greetings, everybody, and welcome to the Sunday Culture Review. We've got an audience building right now. We've got some great folks on the panel, and of course, a special guest today, just another red shirt joining us. He's a wrench everywhere. He contributes to a lot of different channels, and I'm glad to host him here today. Just another red shirt. Take it away. Introduce yourself, my friend.
Oh, well, you guys have seen me, I'm sure, in a lot of chats with my blue wrench, most notably Friday Night Tights and the Nooners and half of the real BBCs. And I'm also a guest on quite a few channels, and thank you very much, Culture, for including me today. This is a distinct pleasure.
Well, I'm glad you're here, and I can't believe I hadn't had you on the channel before, and, I'm glad to correct that now. I appreciate you being here. Of course, one of my regular panelists, somebody who is always, almost always here, AFK Bard, who has been on this panel for a very, very long time.
Hello. I can't always be here because then, people expect me, and I have to, have an element of surprise.
Yeah, you have to be that. You have to have a veil, right? Like Johnny Depp.
Yes, exactly. Whom is super awesome, and justice for Johnny.
There you go, indeed. All right, and then of course we have the very talented up-and-comer, brand new channel, in fact, Whatever Cast. I think his name is Wes. He looks awfully familiar to me. So what's going on, Wes?
Well, this show is going to be unbelievable. Whatever Cast. So yes, YouTube has saw fit in their infinite wisdom to nuke my channel, my old channel. And so Whatever Corp has hired me on as the talent for Whatever Cast. And the joke's on YouTube because I cannot be beaten. I cannot be broken. You cannot break my will. You can't shut me up. And so what we're going to do with Whatever Cast is we're going to go desperately seeking Susan. I'm in Northern California. We're actually going to go and YouTube on YouTube at YouTube HQ, desperately seeking Susan.
That sounds like a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to that. I think it'll be a good time. We, of course, have the ever-talented and oftentimes streaming Machiny Draws, Machiny 90. And as you can see, he's drawing. Wow.
And I didn't turn my mic off, so no boomer count for me.
There you go.
Anyway, how is it going, everybody? Hope you guys are doing well. Welcome to Sunday Culture Review for May 1st. Thank God. April's over. And something I'm very much looking forward to, because today, after the show, we got the return of the one and only Purple Valkyrie stopping by. So this is going to be awesome. Stay tuned for that. But at the same time, we also have a very, 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 very special occasion on Saturday night, May 7th at 7 p.m. PST is the season finale / 800 celebration / birthday stream. So we are going to be celebrating.
All right. Well, you can count on me being there, my friend. I
have a lot of guests. Have a lot of guests lined up. I'm gonna put together a special illustration as my way to give back to you guys, and I hope to see you guys there, and hope to see you guys after the show today.
All right.
So
of course,
purple.
Yeah, we definitely want to check that out. We will definitely be sending people over there post stream, and yeah, we've got a good question before we move on here. Of course, we got a bunch of chats in the chat, so thank you for that. We got a new member as well, which we will acknowledge here shortly. But there is a question for our new panelist. Small Time Republic wants to know, what is Whatever Cap's ESG score? whatever Cast Corp?
Whatever Cast is actually opted out of that process. We're on Team Free Humanity, so your scores mean nothing to us. However, I have invented and printed many awards for Whatever Cast. Best YouTube channel with under 250 subscribers that was created within the last week. We won that award.
Oh wow!
Wow.
Yeah, the best, 110 out of 100 for channels named Whatever Cast. That's a good award. We like that one.
That's a good one. I like that award. Yeah, you're award winning already. That's amazing.
Exactly.
Of course, we have our very talented aspiring author who is getting ready to kick into promotion mode. Is Mirasphere's origin? Let's hear from Mirasphere. Been a while.
Hello, everyone. Yeah, it's been a while since I've been on here. I've been kind of busy.
Yeah.
Trying to get my Indiegogo started, which has been fun.
Wow.
A lot of fun. Well, we figured out our printer. We got a bunch of stuff figured out. We just got to launch the thing and figure out all the stuff we had to put on the website. It's been like, yeah.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. Of course, I've had a little bit of a sneak preview. Here's the book cover right now.
Yep.
Isn't that beautiful?
That is beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah. And,
I love it.
It's kind of spooky, folks.
It is. I love it.
Yeah, it's gonna have a little bit of fear in the end, but we'll see.
All right. Well, I'm stoked, and I appreciate you being here, my friend. I appreciate your presence. It's been a while. You are still listed as a panel regular, so it's like kind of like old home week here on the panel. And of course, last but not least, our turtle friend, our man of many missions, a swimmer. It's Shellbach TJC, our turtle.
Good Sunday morning, one and all.
There you go.
It's good to be here. I even got a little nap in this morning, so yeah.
Are you refreshed? Invigorated?
Semi refreshed, I guess. Yeah.
All right. Well, I appreciate you being here, my friend. I know that it's a rough go after a night of work, but you're always welcome, always appreciated. And let's say hi to our chat. We've got some UK representation. Trab 101 saying howdy. Emotionally unstable amphibian is saying hey y'all. In fact, another friend from across the pond, emotionally unstable amphibian for £5 sterling says, cheers for going live, mate. BPD's kicking my arse at the moment, and I need some virtual company. Well, we are glad that you are here, my friend, and I appreciate not only the £5 sterling, which is proper money. I also appreciate that emotionally unstable amphibian has become a member of the YouTube channel. So I appreciate your support, my friend. Thank you for finding your way over to Scott's channel and all the other great folks that I see you hanging out with. I appreciate it.
I feel like everybody comes up with a better handle than I do. I'm like, why didn't I think of that?
I don't know. I like Whatever Cast.
Yeah, Whatever Cast is good.
Tina Bojan's in the house, says hello. And apparently I got rated by Ords. Thank you, Ords. We've got Shrap 3D here, Bad Bunny, mentioning, I think, just another Red Shirts avatar. Let's see. We've got, Solar Warden here. Wes sending us $2 from Whatever Cast saying the show is going to be unbelievable. Thank you for that, my friend. Appreciate that indeed. Larry, the name's so nice. You must say it twice. Larry is joining us today along with D. Bud Martin. I was singing "Come Sail Away" very loudly last night. I think the neighbors hated to that. Let me tell you. We've got Dr. Dragon hanging out with us. I think, of course, there's people on the panel that are talking with everybody. I love this, you guys. Me and Bamhammer is here. We got Olaf Von S hanging out. Good to see you, my friend. Our buddy Keely Chow here. Roll Tide. Keely Chow, roll tide. Our friend Brahma Bull saying, hi, everybody. Hey, Brahma Bull. Looks like we've got Dragon Master 360 in the house. We got Flaccid Phoenix hanging out with us. We already mentioned Small Time Republic, Blue Eyed Roof Korean. The base is here. And Judicon saying, hail and good Sunday morning. Indeed, my friend. Terry Rose is out there, probably scouting the market for good buys. We've got the ever lovely Sherry with us as well. I'm sorry, Bad Bunny. Sorry. Let's see who else is hanging out today. I think we said D-Bud. Some other folks out there, some quiet ones out there. TZ Burton's hanging out with us today. Matt G, what's up, Matt G? Haven't seen you in a minute. Hope everything's going well. We got deleted scenes out there working in the background. Kitty Bear, what's up, my friend? It's good to see you. Kitty Bear's been spending a lot of time on streams lately. Been seeing him everywhere at once again. Let's see who else do we got hanging out here. Man, my glasses are dirty. I can't see. Keck44, what's up, bud? Good to see you. We have Milton Knowles, the Insane Witch King. Awesome. I had a choice between this and hippies doing cold readings with tarot cards on a gullible audience. So this is what I chose. It was a tough choice. Well, thanks. I'm glad you picked here. We got Low Spec. What's up, Low Spec? Good to see you, buddy. Who else? Man, I'm going through everybody's name. We got Sean Landrigan here. Bruce, what's up, Bruce? Good to see you.
Bruce.
Hello, Bruce.
Diego is here. Got to get him back on the Sunday show. Hopefully we can pull him in maybe next Sunday. Maybe next Sunday before I get on a plane.
Bruce has the best weave of them all, I just want to say.
Bruce?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I did not know that.
His curly locks, man. I'm jealous. We should swap weaves sometime.
Yeah.
Gap
It's a shame.
starting.
It's a shame he never wears it.
Oh, okay. Well, Gap is sent a raid this way. Thank you for that, my friend. We've got Ruben Christopher Hayes. We've got that 70s rock fan. Makani shooting me a super sticker. Thanks, bud. Appreciate it.
It's a box of popcorn. Wes used to do it, and I don't know if he used to do it anymore.
Yeah, we've got Blue Eyed Roof Korean.
I just love you, Wes.
I love me some popcorn. I just have to avoid that fake butter seasoning now because it really messes me up.
True, that's true.
Yeah, it's gross too. It doesn't taste like real butter.
No, it doesn't. Blue Eyed Roof Korean, the base for $2 says happy 30th anniversary to the real U.S. Roof Koreans. Indeed, my friend. Indeed. Morgan King is saying, go watch Northman. It's a good movie. Yes, from everything I hear, I keep missing it. I keep missing the opportunity to go. Northman was stupid, but screw white culture, right? Says Cotton. I don't know.
That's my people you're talking about.
I have no idea.
And those are Jace's people who he hates the film as well. So
Jace hates it. That's weird.
Yes.
And that's Andre loved it. So I mean, I'm going regardless. I will
exactly. It's weird.
Trav 101s for £3 sterling. Thank you, my friend. Says sent us a super sticker, which is a rock on thing. I love that. So yeah, we've got Daniel Hall. Boy, a lot of y'all just rolling in. Thanks. Palamies is here. Good greetings.
Palamies.
Hey, Palamies. Cavatino, good to see you, Cavatino. Will Kaepernick accept Las Vegas Raiders offer? Don't know. I don't know that he can play football anymore. I mean, through the paces, to be honest with you. But well, let's go ahead and get started because otherwise we'll be saying hi to everybody forever. We got 70 of you in the chat. Thanks for being here, everybody. Appreciate you so very much. And let's start. Where do you guys want to start? You want to talk some dismal Disney, folks?
Sure. Why not start with something uplifting like that on a Sunday morning?
Disney?
And welcome to your daily dose of dismal Disney. Yeah, not sponsored, not provided by Clownfish TV.
Exactly.
April's been a bad month for Disney. They brought in a guy to run or ride herd on everybody as far as PR goes for the company, and he leaves after 3 months. He's like, I'm gonna go. See you. Like 2 days ago.
Bye, y'all.
This is from our friends over at Zero Hedge. Tyler Durden specifically. I love that, by the way. Says not the right fit, in quotes. Disney exec who led the anti-Florida bill response leaves firm after 3 months. The Disney executive who sculpted the company's response to Florida's parental rights bill has left his position just 3 months after just 3 months on the job. I think Makani has probably a good question for all of us. Did he last longer, or did a Kathleen Kennedy director last longer?
I would say a KK director lasted longer. How long was the KK director? Or the KK? Do you have any information on that one? But I think they lasted longer than he did. That's a guess.
It's quite possible. I mean, well, theoretically, Lord and Miller were almost done with Solo when they got fired. So I don't know. Let's get through the story real quick. For those of you who haven't heard, I think a lot of us have. I think we've been talking about this for a while. Disney's now former head of corporate affairs, Jeff Morrell, said in a statement to his team that it has become clear for me that for a number of reasons, it is not the right fit. Adding that after taking this over with Disney CEO talking this over with Disney CEO Bob Chapek, I've decided to leave the company to pursue other opportunities. Morrell's efforts to position the company against the bill have arguably backfired as Florida Republicans, led by Governor DeSantis, stripped Disney of special privileges the company has enjoyed in the state for several decades. Another example of get woke, go broke. So here's where we are going to dive into the next story. And this is, so we're going to jump on this right up front and say Christina Schlacke, hired earlier this month, will replace him as head of communications. Disney said in a statement Friday she is former public relations director for InstaFace and served as spokeswoman for First Lady Michelle Obama. We can only imagine how strong her virtue signaling game is. Read Chapek's memo to staff. This is obtained by Deadline, and we will read it real quickly. Team is how it's addressed. Team. I am writing to share the news that Jeff Morrell, our corporate affairs officer, is leaving the company to pursue other opportunities. Fortunately, the strength and experience of our existing leadership team, including relatively new all-star hires, means there is no shortage of talent to guide our reputation-driving functions. With Jeff's departure, I am pleased to share the following changes. First, Christina Shaky. I think there's an L in there somewhere. Will lead the Walt Disney's company's communication efforts, serving as our executive vice president, global communications, reporting directly to me. In this expanded role, Christina will have oversight for company and segment communications and continue to be our chief spokesperson. Our business segment and content communications will continue to dual report to both division leadership and corporate communications, now led by Christina. We are incredibly fortunate to have Christina with us at this important time. Her 30-plus years experience include leading roles of President Biden's COVID-19 vaccine education program, communications for Instagram, and leadership positions in political campaigns in the Obama White House. Christina has a strategic approach and collaborative style, as well as a relentless optimism and a strong appreciation of our brand. Yada, 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 yada.
There's something that this article has omitted.
Okay, go ahead.
About Jeff Morrell that speaks more to why he's now pursuing other opportunities because it wasn't a good fit. He's from corporate PR. He came from BP.
Yeah.
And his original instinct and what he suggested to the Disney leadership was don't take a stance on Florida's bill. So that initial statement from Chapek came from him. That came from Morrell. And so he was saying, hey, this is not something the company wants to get into. So his instinct was keep this thing at arm's length. Well, Iger comes out, gives his public statement, even though he's no longer with the company. And the Alphabet activists got real noisy inside Disney. And keep in mind, this is Disney in California, where all of these people work.
Yeah.
And Disney in Florida is a different entity, and Florida sees Disney very differently than California sees Disney. So he was thinking in terms of Disney in Florida, and everybody else in the leadership is thinking Disney on the world stage and in California. So he suggested don't do this. Well, he got overridden. Yes, then he guided their response to the bill. But that wasn't his instinct. Yeah. And that's, I think, why I quite honestly believe that he thinks this is not a good fit because I got told overridden and look what's blown up.
Yeah. And you know what? I agree with you. I think that's an excellent observation. Very astute. I think you are correct. You have to remember. I mean, we all read the initial memo after Bob Chapek officially assumed his position. Finally, being out from underneath Iger's wings per se, and he sent it out. We got it in public because it was intentionally leaked to public. It was the 3 pillars of the company going forward, and all of them were a broader expansion of the company under the North Star that was the consumers, the people that actually consume their goods, their customers. And guess what? They went 1,000 degrees the other direction. Okay, that's not right. 180 degrees the other direction. 1,000% wrong. And I think morale is a big factor in that. Anybody else have thoughts on that or no? I'm curious.
Well, I think what you're about to go into is going to cement that.
Yeah, I think so too.
Make it really painfully obvious that Disney has done a 180.
Yeah.
Well, I think the takeaway for me is the takeaway that you had, just another red shirt, and that is bringing in these politicos. I mean, let's just get back to business here. And enough of getting these politicos in there. It goes to the major systemic corruption that we have. It's pretty gross, actually.
It's very gross indeed, Wes. Indeed. I'm looking at what the chat's saying. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to keep up with you. D Carre, am I saying that right? Please tell me I said that right. Says, guess Disney is thinking problem solved, and our stocks will regain 20% in Monday morning. No, they won't. No, they won't. Milt's like, get woke, go broke. Yeah, indeed. And I think Olaf is correct. I think they're looking for a scapegoat. I think he scapegoated himself, quite possibly. Got 100 here. Thanks for being here, everybody. Please hit the like button. Release the McCracken says, it seems like this letter wasn't so much focused on him leaving and more about who's taking over. Indeed. Yeah.
No, you think about it. Like, I think Chapek himself is a scapegoat, if you really think about it. I think the guy's got no leadership skills whatsoever. It's obvious in that one video he came out. He's pretty much on his knees. Like, don't cancel me.
Yeah,
I would have fired every one of those people.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's a question that I have. You've been following this more than I have, with Disney CC. And I mean, was Iger just better at keeping a lid on this stuff? Is Chapek just not good at, managing what's bubbling under the surface, these issues? Or
he was really good at riding herd over the talent he brought in. They listened to him. He brought in all these activists into these roles, and they felt indebted to him for bringing them into roles they weren't qualified for and in no way should be in charge of any of these things. Obviously not just with Kathleen Kennedy and her poor leadership, but every single department. I mean, all of this is bearing the kind of fruit that you get when you pick wrong. It's all bad. It's all rotten fruit. It's all poison fruit. It's not good. And I think Commander Ed Striker Shadow maybe gives us a different perspective on this, saying that she was the only person, and we're talking about Schalke or whatever her name is, that she was the only person dumb enough to say yes to the new Disney Corporation PR chief when asked to volunteer. And I think that's probably true. I think, first of all, she's not been a particularly good spokesperson in any of her positions. And we're going to get deeper into her in just a second because we have another article from another source to look at. We got the Vankman fan site is saying the Cali is a different planet. Indeed. It is.
Yeah, I mean, parts of Cali are for sure. There are definitely red areas.
We need B-roll shots of coffee. Indeed. Disney stock shows the failure. 100% fat, Stephen. Yes, sir. Fats. Absolutely. And 100% activism over entertainment ruins all things every
Yes, it does.
time. Disney is really a trash. Papa Cotton, 100% right. Once again, try not to groom children. How about that? Of course, we've got a $2 super chat from our good friend Blue Eyed Roof Curry in the base for $2. Says Chapek penning memo means the guy was forced out. Don't know. I think it could be equal parts. It was not a good match. Both of them came to the understanding that you weren't going to listen to his direction. A guy who managed BP out of some just disastrous stuff, if I'm not mistaken. Is that correct, Redshirt? I mean, that was during the spill that he was the corporate director of PR for them.
I
right?
believe he was.
Yeah.
And,
I mean,
and that was a hairball and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah, he probably saw that Chapek was such a terrible leader that he'll just kowtow to whoever demands the loudest. And he's just like, you screwed up. You should have said, no, we're staying out of it. And you didn't. And now, guess what?
Yeah.
I suspect that it was Chapek that told him, no, we have to come out against this because Iger's forced our hand, and I'm getting barrages of memos from the activist advisory group inside Disney. So we need to come out against this. And he said, this is not going to work. We'll come out well. And when it didn't, he said, told you so. I'm out of here. I think he quit. I don't think he's forced out. I think he said, exactly what I warned you would happen has happened. On your heads be it. I'm gone.
Well, all he had to do was listen to people like me or anybody else that was saying it. Just shut up. Take the weight off of these activists so that you can quietly get rid of them.
Shut up or get fired.
Well, you got to be careful.
Well, that requires Chapek to have a spine.
There was also an option that he had where, so he did the one-sided speech where it's like, oh, well, we stand beside such and such, and clearly it's, leaning on the side of the slogan, don't say gay, like the idea behind it was what Disney was like trying to support or whatever. But they could easily had their PR guy thought of this, said, we've gone over this bill. This is what it actually says, and we're okay with that because this is what it says. So that's our statement. Like I feel like there would have been a very easy way to sound intelligent about it, and to keep your own footing. And
to take the air out of the balloon that was a lie. It was a very easily provable lie. I mean, you can prove it to be a lie very easily.
Read the bill and you would know it was a
Professor
lie.
Anthrax brings up something completely off topic. I guess Ozark's ending was not the best. Had some bad things in it. I have to check it out. Take a look at it.
Hey, Satan is good in some content. Okay, so maybe that was a good ending. You don't want to misinterpret this.
That may be true. Trav 101 says, if there is a red wave, will Mickey go into the public domain? I think they're going to have a hard time now. It depends.
They are not going to let that go. They're not going to let him go.
Yeah, there still are a lot of soft, what's the term, Wes? Rhino?
Yeah, rhinos.
Yeah, I mean, we don't really do politics here so much. I try not to, but unfortunately, everything right now with this first story, because we're about to get into the second part of this, it's all political because every single one of these people has been involved in politics. Before we get into it, though, the C-Man for $10 says, Morel got while the getting's good. Indeed. Look at the Disney stock slide. Disney's tripling down and Reimagine tomorrow. Indeed. And the May 11th earnings will be dire. Yes. And I will actually be in Florida when the earnings come out. So I won't be able to do a stream. I hope somebody is, because that'll be worth live streaming. Man, that'd be
just to comment on the public domain issue. It should have been public domain a long time ago. I believe originally it was 50 years after 50 years. And then it moved to 75 years, right? Now they're going.
Yeah, Disney is the one that got it to do that in the first place. I feel like they're going to try it again because they don't want to lose them again.
So, yeah, I mean, Walt Disney has been dead since, what, 68? 67?
67.
He's been dead a long time.
Yeah, it's been over 40 years at this point.
It's been over 50
think Mickey
years.
Mouse. I think he's not going to care. I mean, he might be frozen somewhere. That's a conspiracy theory, but
Well, I don't.
Yeah, he's hanging out with Colonel Sanders.
Yeah.
Supposedly they're both chilling under the Pirates of the Caribbean in Disneyland.
Yeah, and this is what Fats, and I think Fats has also kind of got something here. It's just it's not the lid; it's the employees not being silenced and keeping the workplace about work, not personal asinine nut jobbery. Yeah, I agree.
Exactly.
Papa Cotton says burn Disney. Yeah, they're burning themselves pretty good.
Yeah, they burn themselves. It's like the whole way people. It's like when people were it's like when people are Twitter, it's like, oh, Disney should move to Disney World should move out to California or Seattle. It's like, you do realize that Disney World is the size of San Francisco. It is the size of
There's no way they're
Manhattan.
gonna move.
It would
That
be
was funny that-
impossible. Literally impossible.
I don't want to get into that because we know that it's ridiculous. But yeah, you can't move Disney World. You're not going to move Disney World. You're relocating business entire divisions to Florida for reasons, and it's because of taxes and everything else. But Sci-Fi for Me TV says, "Afternoon, everyone. I'm starting to wonder if Morel was going to be the sacrificial lamb. I don't think so. Why would you sacrifice that dude? I mean, he doesn't. There's not a lot there." This is a good question. Did you get more subs yesterday?
I did. I'm up about 10. So thank you, my friends. The fellowship, we love you. And I appreciate you helping me out on that.
Yeah.
Nice. Good job.
Dr. Dragon actually is telling the truth or spitting it, saying, yes, Iger is the reason we are here today. Because of his failed campaign for president, he needed his ESG score.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well,
Probably not wrong.
But look, it is what it is. Getting my banana hammock ready? No. Fat Steven sends us a $2 Canadian super chat. Thank you for that, my friend. Move Disney World and make it the border wall. That's funny. That is
That's funny. That's a good idea.
Duck Fisney.
I'll say this. I thought it was funny that the Colorado governor was like, "We'll give you land." It's like, yeah, because they want to freeze their ass off in the mountains.
you want to move Disney to a mountain state. Come on now.
Well, let's move into the second part of this because we've got a lot to get through. I knew these were going to take a while because there's only 3 subjects that we're going to be able to get to out of like the 10 that happened this week. Let's start here. This is the person that's replacing Jeff Morrell, right? It is Disney names Hillary Clinton campaign's deputy committee communications director as lead spokesperson, and there she is. Of course, we were talking about her a few weeks ago when she joined the company, not all that long ago, and I was saying back then she wasn't exactly a great stellar pick. She's not anything but a political animal, and she hasn't been particularly successful in a lot of gigs.
She looks like Gina Davis.
He
So
does,
much.
yeah. He does. Let's get into this real quick. The Walt
Well,
Disney
that's not
Company.
Gina Davis's fault.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Although
That's true,
the Bechdel test is Gina Davis's fault. But Walt Disney Company has named Christina Shaki as its new lead spokesperson, the political operative who worked as an aide in the Obama White House and again as deputy communications director for Hillary Clinton's 2016 campaign. Will start immediately. The appointment comes after President Joe Biden tapped Shaki last year to lead the CV program campaign at the Department of Health and Human Services, where she was a counselor to the Secretary for Strategic Communication. So she was so bad at her job that half the country said, nah, we're not doing this.
Yeah. So we're good. No, we good.
Shaki also co-founded the American Foundation for Equal Rights. So yay for that. We already had plenty of equal rights person, which challenged the state's ban on same-sex marriage and ultimately overturned with a Supreme Court decision in 2013. Shaki's post at Disney follows weeks of scandal for the embattled company after its CEO Bob Chapek pledged to help get Florida's parental rights education law overturned, as Breitbart News reported. Chapek said Disney will also contribute money to efforts to defeat similar legislation in other states. Other states are passing that legislation like wildfire right now. So they're not doing very well there either. The company intends to pause political donations in Florida out of respect for its own LGBTQ plus community. There have been scores of video of Disney executives in recent years boasting about queer content aimed at young audiences. And in fact, here's the scoop from Christopher Rufo, the guy that's been blowing the lid off of this for a long time. In fact, the first person to bring us the Reimagined Tomorrow craptasticness in all of its glory, which I actually still have documents from. So they want a minimum of 50% characters to be did we decide that was LGBTQA? Is that how we're going to say it now? In their properties, which I guess is essentially overrepresentation by many factors. And of course, there's the lady that was just bananas. Indeed, Disney has spent years infusing its programming aimed at adolescent viewers with LGBTQ fare, which again, I mean, I don't know if that necessarily brings things into the family circumstance, but it is what it is. This also included a Pride concert aimed at children, starring drag queen Nina West, with performances by popular Disney songs with reimagined with LGBTQ themes. So there's that. With the undercurrent of controversy, Shaki has been tasked to lead global communications for the company as its executive VP, reporting the chief corporate officer, Jeff Morrell. Of course, he's gone. And this is going back a ways. This is from way back when they brought her on. And man, this is terrible.
This is.
They could not have picked the worst person. Thoughts, anybody?
I was going to say, I think I was going to bring up the showrunner for the Proud Family reboot saying all those things as well about wanting to have more. And then, you heard a few other a few other representatives, and within that, of course, Victoria Alonso over at Marvel, many cases. So it's just it's ongoing. Right. It's like, are they going through with this? Are they in panic? Well, they're clearly in panic mode right now because it's just like the lid's been blown off, and it's not sure what they're going to do after this. Are they just going to end it? They're really stuck between Disney. Like, you look at entirely of April in a nutshell. Disney is literally stuck between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah, they really are. Literally. I know. Redshirt wanted to say something, so go ahead, my friend.
Yeah, I agree with you that this is a terrible, absolutely the worst possible choice. But then again, you and I think Disney should not be becoming a corporate activist.
Right.
But I think the reason that Morrell is bailing and she's been promoted is that she reflects the company's future direction. If anybody's in panic mode right now, it's Chapek. He's been outmaneuvered for once and got suckered into this opposing the bill, and he's not going to not name her now because he doesn't have the credibility. Did you see that hostage video he made?
Right.
It was like I expected it to be blinking torture in Morse code with his eyelids, like
that was
BOW
not a good look at all.
It was terrible.
Yeah, and Sci-Fi for me TV comes up with it shows that they're doubling down. Yes, they're already on fire. Maybe they figure might as well go scorched earth. Well, they're destroying their stock value. I don't think I've ever seen more companies hit the red button faster ever in my lifetime when it comes to earnings and stock.
I don't understand this doubling down thing at this point. Well, I gotta rephrase. It's like I haven't really understood it until this point because we keep saying, well, why aren't any of these people or companies catching on when anytime somebody doubles down on, this, progressive, kind of like woke agenda idea, right? Like you could see that they quote unquote go broke if we're going for the old slogan, right? But I'm also learning or coming to realize that they're so focused on their own businesses and their own problems that literally no one is looking outward at other companies or people who are having this issue, so that when it happens to them, they act like they're surprised because it seems like it's come out of nowhere. I feel like it's so easy to avoid this, except they are so focused on themselves. When they get to a point where they're backed into the wall and they make the wrong decision, there's no way they can go back. And it's just like hindsight, right?
Right. I think it's just
it's like their own pride. They can't.
Yeah, it comes down to their own pride, and you just admitting that they don't want to be wrong. And so we're seeing it with a lot of companies, a lot of places ago all the way. It's just admitting that they were wrong about this, wrong about appealing to this kind of audience, and not reaping the benefits from it, either only short term or not reaping the long term benefits or ramifications, because a lot of companies, it's all about, and I'm going to quote Critical Drinker here, the message.
That's right.
Oh my God.
I wonder if Disney's not succumbing to something that preceded get woke, go broke. And I forget
Right.
who coined the term, but he was talking about periodicals like Time and Newsweek and the New Republic and the Atlantic, which used to be center-left
Economist.
publications years ago, and they went full on hard left. And the term he used was roll left and disappear.
Yeah.
That they reach a critical mass of activists within their organization, in this case, News Magazine, and essentially they wound up went hard left, looking for a hard left benefactor. And I think Newsweek was famously sold for $1, the princely sum of $1.
Yeah.
So Disney made some of these companies here now may be, sort of repeating history, and they've reached that critical mass.
They're in rough shape. I mean, again, we're going to get into the stock because Sci-Fi for Me TV brings up the actual stock price, which I think is bananas. But EJ Liberty says exactly what I've been thinking for a long time, and I know Papa Cotton's been talking about a lot of people. We have to incentivize their failure and you do that by not giving them money. So Disney and other corps pushing this shit, I'm going to use the word, I don't usually curse on my channel, folks, must be allowed to fail. We must pull our funding until they course correct. And I indeed. Yep. And again, I mean, Albert Zlucky here says, pretty sure they know what they're doing. They don't care about the consequences. What About says it's their religion. I think all of that's true.
Pretty much became a cult.
Yeah, but you have Sci-Fi for Me TV saying it's $111.63. Yeah, it's losing about 4 to 5% a day on average lately. The stock course, so is Netflix. So, but how quickly do you think it drops below 100? It's worth about, well, I haven't looked at it today. We have to look at what their P&E ratio would be. Let me look.
The thing I think is they're supposed to be beholden to their stock people, but if their stock people's all for all this crap, I'm wondering if the stock people don't care. Like the major holders are just like, keep going, we're gonna fight, this is our. And so Take-Back's like, okay.
Yeah, they had a small bounce today somehow after dropping another 3% at the closing bell on Friday. They're still outlook's still bullish. They still are on a downward trend. But they managed to bounce up just a few cents, 26 cents in after hours weekend trading. But they're what is their? I had that a minute ago. Where did it go?
I'm just curious with this lady's prior associations. What the Vegas odds on her future self-deletion?
I don't know. About
Let's not go there. Come on, Wes. Come on.
But
hey, that wasn't me.
No, Wes, I mean, Shellback. Sorry.
Yeah.
Although that's a good question.
Yeah, I'm looking at it trading. I think it could trade down near somewhere between 84 and 96. I would say would be very close to real value, even though it's not. I think it's valued at like $67, $68 a share in real, like what it's really worth. But we've had overvaluation stuff trading well beyond its theoretical highs for a long time across the board in every tech and entertainment industry. So this isn't new territory at all. But yeah, I'm sorry. I got to get through some of these. We got some super chats I want to get to before I move on to the next story. Anybody else have some final thoughts on this? While I have some stuff real quick.
Just keep an eye on this. Keep an eye in this area because there's going to be a lot, and I assume there's going to be a lot more unfolding on the business side between Disney and Florida, and just how their stock is throughout this month and going into the summer.
He'll drop a little Elon Musk will buy it.
Yeah, and
first he needs to buy YouTube first.
Well,
yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, Elon could end up with being the first trillionaire. He could, if he actually takes SpaceX quote unquote public, like with an actual IPO. He literally could be the richest man ever, like a trillionaire. Like nobody would catch him at that point. GZ Burton for $2 says Disney should make a movie with Mickey and Minnie in it. Well, sure.
Well,
that
they did now. Mickey would be gay and Minnie would be Mickey.
Okay. Who wants, since we said the name Elon, I have to ask, who here would freak out and totally be supportive if he decided to troll everybody and tweet that he wanted to be president?
He can't be.
Well, yeah,
He
he can't
can't.
because he's
No, yeah,
he's
he's
South
the-
African.
No, but if
He's
he
South African,
tweets
he
it,
can't.
people will start saying, "But can he?" And then he could get a ball rolling, and be like, "Well, maybe we can." Yeah, I'm just saying, if
Very
anybody
easy.
can make it happen.
Nah.
I would no. I would rather it be just like
He's
I
gonna be the
said.
president of Mars. He
No,
doesn't-
I would rather it just be said. What if he joked
Facts.
about? I'm thinking about buying YouTube. Right?
I'd
I
be
was like, I would love that.
He could make a lot of money if he would like buy YouTube and then like actually allow YouTube to do what YouTube should be.
Exactly.
But Google owns
Concentrate on
YouTube, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
concentrate
buy
on
Google
actual
first.
creators,
Okay, how about
not
this?
the big tech people.
Yeah, it's all under Alphabet, so that'll never happen. But that's a fun thought.
Yeah, no, it's a fun
Roof
thought.
Korean the base for $5 says Warner Brothers, Disney, Amazon, all these big companies hiring political operatives shall and should forever be considered a huge red flag. Period. Wake up. Indeed.
Yeah, what
Agreed.
happened was like all these
Absolutely.
like Obama and Clinton Foundation people, like
Yep.
all of a sudden they went to all these like entertainment businesses, like
Very-
everywhere.
Yeah, and what is that
Over.
exactly? What is that? Yeah, what does that tell people? I don't understand. Yeah, it's just
Very, very
understand people
corrupt
that don't see it.
WEF, types of humans
This-
making it into influential positions to destroy culture. And
It's the most literal sense of injecting politics into your media.
indeed,
I think there's a
It
word for a combination of state and corporate power. Fascism. Yeah, that's what it is. Sorry.
careful with that.
Careful,
160
careful.
163 people here in the chat. If you wouldn't mind, if you haven't already, please hit the like button. Appreciate that very much. We have Mr. Greg Gregory for Australian $5 super chat. My editor, the very talented man that makes me look good most of the time. $5. He says on the dunny, thinking of you all for some reason. Well, great. So he's on the toilet. Thanks. Well, this message was approved by the Ministry of Truth and the thing. Indeed.
Not that thing, Wes.
Wait, what
Well-
what world is Dunny a toilet? I just want to know because I've never heard that before.
In the
Australia?
Australian world.
Australia.
Oh, okay, that
Aussie,
makes more
he's
sense.
Aussie, remember?
Yeah. In Great Britain, it's a bog.
They're crazy down there.
Of course, we got Darius Munchausen sends his traditional box of popcorn. Appreciate that. And Roof Korean the base for another $2 says,
The
"How
official
bad does
sponsor.
it get for Disney to sell Lucasfilm? Dude,
Oh.
really, really, really bad. They would have to be.
So literally
like-
all they got is Star Wars and Marvel right now.
They're-
So
they're-
if
they've gotta
sold one of
figure-
those. It would-
Yeah, they got to figure out how to cut their debt. That right now Redshirt, would you happen to know where they're sitting as far as their rating? Because I know their credit rating dropped again.
No, I haven't caught the latest on that.
Yeah, it's not
The
good.
hotel thing they
but-
did was a freaking disaster too. So I don't know.
Oh
what
yeah, the Galactic Star
talking-
Cruiser Hotel.
Yeah. Oh. Talking about I mean their assets though. I mean, yeah, there's Lucasfilm, there's Marvel, but Culture. What was the percentage of their operating budget they're getting from the parks and products and entertainment?
Oh,
was it 40 some odd percent?
Yeah, it used to be where it was their profit center. It was 44 to 46%. At points in time, it was greater than that. There were years where it was over 50. So it moves quarter to quarter, year to year. But for the most part, that's their cash cow. And it hasn't always been, but since Eisner kind of pulled the company back from the brink of bankruptcy and sale the last time.
Yep.
With the Disney decade. All you had was Iger going on a spending spree acquiring IPs. That's basically been the last decade.
Yeah.
Plus.
And I'm on record right after the second season of The Mandalorian when people started asking, is it possible for Disney to go under? Because the question was, where's
No.
Disney going to go after the appearance of Luke Skywalker? And it could be, this is your lifeline, folks. This is a life ring that's been chucked to you, Disney. You better grab it. And the alternative, I said, was, well, they just doubled down on the woke. Well, they doubled down on the woke. They fired Gina Carano. They made fun of YouTube Star Wars fans.
Yep.
From Disney executives.
It doesn't.
Lucasfilm executives. So I said, what my comment was you'll know Disney's in serious trouble when you start seeing them talk about selling the parks, and everybody said, "Oh, they won't sell. They can't sell the parks." I said, that's exactly why you'll know.
Yeah, if they ever got to that point, you're 100% right, because that is essentially their money. And here's the other thing: they're losing people. Listen to the brilliant mind of Drunk 3PO, right? Talking about the fact that people have had these vacations that they're going on now planned for months because they've been trapped for 2 years, right? And so they've been thinking, we have to escape. We have to escape. And so that's what they do. They set up their trip. We lost somebody. I think it was Shellback. They set up their trips. They set up their vacations. But when they get there, they discover just how bad the park experiences have become. Whether it's Disneyland or Disney World, they've removed all value, and so people are like, they're gone. They're getting out of there. That's happening. And that will show up in not necessarily next quarter, but maybe 5 or 6 quarters from now. I think Jay, Drunk 3PO says it's going to be 6 years. No, it's going to be 2 years. I think it's more like 18 months, even less. I think a year from now, their parks numbers will be down because of the parks experience.
Especially when Universal I think Universal's going to kill
Epic
them.
Universe.
With the Epic Universe, exactly.
They're going to bring in the whole Mario Land, and they're going to bring in Nintendo stuff, and they're going to just explode, and Disney's going to.
All right, I want to wrap this up because we got more to get to. Of course, we got Bruce Lombardo of Dick's Division for $10. Thank you, Bruce. Love you, man. Says, don't ever forget the Biden administration is waging war against the American people. 20 plus food processing plants torched, oil companies being forced under, and your dollar is worth much less. I can't argue with any of those things that are actually happening. Indeed. Let's see. Wow. John Cleese and Rob Schneider are going to be doing an action comedy together on the Great Emu War. It's coming out later this year. That's awesome. D. Carre says, Star Wars has jumped the shark. Indeed, my friend. Guten Abend, Sander Hammerschlag. Guten Abend, my friend.
No, they've jumped the what is it, Wampa or whatever it is?
Jumped the Wampa.
Bantha. That was it. They jumped the Bantha.
All right, let's move on. We got another story I want to jump into because to me, it's bananas. BANANAN.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's really easy to do. But see, we have our good friends over at Bounding in the Comics that seem to be at the forefront of a lot of things. They happen to notice that Batwoman season 3 premiere, the ratings were in the turlet. This was back in October 14, 2021. And with the season premiere, they saw the ratings plummet. Of course they did.
Can they plummet if they're so low?
Yeah, they can. TV series finale reports the first episode of season 3 was only viewed by 458,000 people. That's a 0.1 rating. Total viewership nosedived 30% from the season 2 premiere. In other words, year over year, they underperformed. Well, lo and behold, what happens? Batwoman is canceled after 3 seasons at CW. Of course, this comes as a tragic bit of news for someone like Az.
I know, poor Az.
Oh, I'm going to be sad. Jay Longbone. She does some good stuff.
She destroys this thing, indeed.
Mm-hmm.
Let's read a little of this article, and then we'll get fired up on it. So here we go. We've got Batman has been canceled at the CW after 3 seasons. And let's see, series showrunner Carolyn Dries shared on the news on Twitter, writing, just got the sad news that Batwoman will not be seeing a season 4. I'm bummed, but full of gratitude. What an honor to make 51 episodes. So many inspiring, brilliant people who contributed to the series. Thank you, producers, cast, and crew. Thank you, fans. We love you. Batwoman began airing on the CW in 2019, albeit with a different lead actress. It was Ruby Rose, originally starring in the series, but exited after the first season. She claimed that unsafe working conditions led to her exit. I would say the injuries and paralyzation of an assistant would.
Don't forget
on the set. She I guess had issues with Dougray Scott, who is probably bummed out he had to do TV. Javicia Leslie was brought in as a new character to take over the mantle of Batwoman. The show also starred Rachel Skarsten, Megan Tandy, Nicole, blah, blah, blah. I don't care. Dries developed Batwoman for TV based on characters from DC. She executive produced along with Greg Berlanti, who destroys everything, as well as Jeff Johns, who really doesn't do great either. Of course, Warner Brothers Television Studio. With the cancellation, the only remaining DC shows at the CW are The Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, which it doesn't anymore. I think that got canceled too,
It got
right?
canceled. Yes, it did.
Yep.
Yes, it did.
Superman
I
and
couldn't
Lois.
believe it was still going. Like, I think I watched the
7
first
seasons,
season,
though,
liked it,
but
and like,
still.
And
I think the
Star-
first 2 seasons I watched.
Rachel
After that.
Skarsten, I actually thought did a good job. Like she legit with that butterfly knife, like she really learned how to do that. You could tell that she really put in the work.
Yeah, but I'm sorry, Darius Munchausen. Yes, Javicia, not Javica. I'm sorry.
Javicia.
I apologize.
How
But I do
dare
know-
you?
I do know this, that The Flash, Superman and Lois, and Stargirl are the only things that have survived. I think Stargirl is going to be bye-bye. I think Flash, it sounds like he wants to quit, right? You're going to have a new
That show's
Flash.
gone way too
Yeah.
long.
Well,
It's
yeah,
gone
it
way
started
too
to go
long. It's
downhill
for
after the
seasons.
third season. But
Yeah,
in my
exactly.
opinion.
Well, he wanted to go like a season or two ago, but they like convinced him to stay on for like 2 seasons, I think. So like I think that when his contract's up, he'll be gone. Like I don't think he'll stick around. But by then they'll have established that there's like 50 or 60 different kind of Flash characters at this point who
Yes.
have the speed power. So technically they could just keep going forever. Kind of like CSI.
Everybody's like, I don't know what Az will do in the interim. he does.
No, guys.
He'll just get his mental health back, you know?
Yeah,
Oh,
we,
yeah.
Need,
Guys,
we need to
you
set
got
up a
this
give
all
send
wrong.
go. We need to set up give send go to get him a box of hankies.
There you go.
No, guys, you got this all wrong.
Okay.
Don't forget. The same Batwoman writers are going to be writing for the show Gotham Knights. So we will have a replacement soon after. Just wait, guys.
Oh boy.
Awesome.
That's
I really
funny.
want to know where
Also-
they find these writers. Like, do
Also,
these go to,
don't
like, one
forget,
place and, like,
Culture, that if I'm correct, I think one of the stunt women was pass away during an incident.
Oh wow.
During the first season, if I remember. Yeah.
I remember multiple injuries and issues.
Yeah.
I can't
Another one went up in flames.
Oh boy.
Ouch.
Literally.
Eldritch Lord Haster says their suffering is over. Batwoman, lasted one season longer than Dark Angel, which is sad. Ancient Reaper says,
Dude, Dark Angel's awesome.
Yeah.
I got Jessica Biel back then as Batwoman. I'm just saying.
T3, Az is taking it pretty hard.
all the
Kristen
money
Bliss
made.
is like, Az's channel's gonna tank.
No, he's not.
I don't know. Yeah, Thorius
No, he'll
video.
find something new.
I can't wait to see this because I haven't seen Thorius's take on it. I know it's going to be brilliant. Thorius video about the cancellations is hilarious. I'm looking forward to watching that. Thorius Unlimited. Oh man, lots of great people. There's still new Trek for Avs to tear apart. Indeed.
Yeah.
Thank you to both fans. Says that 70s. Right?
Thank you, Bruce. I meant Jessica Alba, not Jessica Biel. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I need to ask a question, right? And this comes right out of Blue Eyed Roof Korean's chat here in the chat. Thank you guys. I love it. You guys make the show. You don't even know it. WB ran out of COVID money. Sorry, CW. And I think the CW is in trouble. I think it's going to sell, or I think it's
so
going
garbage. So much
to go
garbage in
away.
that thing.
What do you
Well,
guys?
they lost their cash cow. Literally, they promoted the CW with Supernatural. Like I remember that. Like I even went to a hotel that had room keys that were printed with a Supernatural promo picture on it, and I totally didn't return it. But because I was a fan of the show for like the first 3 or 4 seasons, and I gave up, and I just assumed it would end, but it just kept going. But I think because it left, like literally, they lost the entire fan base because it was just a whole bunch of like middle-aged women, maybe a couple gay guys in there, but literally like middle-aged women who were obsessed with Jared Padalecki and Jensen Ackles, and they gave them that channel the viewage, and they splintered off into the Vampire Diaries, which is also gone now. And they had like the original show with the vampires, and they tried to have that going, but that was gone. And so like they have nothing on that channel for that huge demographic. and they couldn't keep it with Batwoman. Like they were trying to get it, like people in there, but they don't want that stuff. They want hot dudes who get emotional and just like they can imagine being it. It's called escapism, and unless CW is willing to go back to that, which I don't think they can, because they've doubled down on it. It's in their advertising. I think that channel is doomed.
Yeah,
Yes.
I like I said, I don't think CW is going to last long. I am interested in other people's opinions, but you know what? I'm going to do this. This is Melody, everybody. Melody over at the Official Simp Clan, looking for a shout out. So check out Melody in the Official Simp Clan. There you go.
Hey, what's up?
Anybody else think that CW? Anybody else want to talk about CW real fast?
Yeah, it went down. I'm starting to say my piece. One, I loved the first two and a half seasons of Arrow, because I think it went downhill after the mid-season finale in season 3.
Rest in peace.
Flash first season of Flash was excellent. Second season was absolute brilliance, and I mean absolutely brilliant. Season 3 was excellent as well, in my humble opinion, but it went downhill there. Loved the first 2 seasons of Legend of Tomorrow, but sign off that did that. Supergirl season 1, cheesy, but passable. But then they just completely just went off the rails in season 2 and has never recovered since.
Yep.
Batwoman, in any case, was basically it was an atrocity in the first season. It should have been made in the first season, and it shouldn't be even made now. So this was.
By the way, I've noticed when I put Makini up on the screen, the channel viewers jump. So,
seriously, can we all take a moment and thank Makini for this art, and also Culture for zooming?
I am very. You want me to zoom in? Okay. I am very happy to know that I exist to be easy on the eyes for you, Culture, and I'm here to bring up channel viewers. So,
thank you.
That is my purpose, and I'm very happy about that. Thank you.
I love it. And you know what? This is funny, Dragon Master 360. You say this, but I thought this long ago. Grant Gustin should have been the Flash. Yeah, and you know what? Simon Parkin. Stargirl is a decent show. A lot of people.
It is.
A lot of people have said that. It's not connected to the Arrowverse, so there's a lot of people big fans of that, and I love it. Hey, what's up?
Batwoman, until the hair showed up, it was actually so bad. It was, it had a Troll 2 kind of, the Room kind of ability to laugh at it. It was so horrible. And then once because she had this big old head and this tiny little body, it was hilarious. And then when the hair showed up.
Well, Wes, and to be fair, it falls in that same trope that we all dislike, is that you have, and this is the thing that goes on, you have these women who are Ruby Roses, barely $150, and they're able to body guys like 3 times their size.
Yeah. Just like Mikey Spock beating up like a 7-foot Klingon. It's ridiculous.
Exactly.
I want to see somebody make a realistic Batwoman scene, like reenact one. And I want them to do it so like she is wearing the suit and she's trying to tackle like a 250-pound person, and make it realistic to the point where the suit would impede her even more. Like this little girl with this huge thick suit is like trying to wrestle these big dudes. That bugs me for sure.
Yeah, it is crazy, but look, I loved the first couple of weeks of it to laugh at purely, and pretty much all of the CW shows, with the exception of the Flash, which I thought started out really well. It just got really dumb by the third season.
And don't forget Black Lightning.
They canceled that like right away. I'm like, what the heck? You like make something good, It's anyway. No Legs to Stand On says, thanks to George Lopez show, we know that Larry David is more diverse than Jessica Alba on a DNA level. I did not know that, but I believe you. Man, you guys are on fire in the chat, trying to catch up. Let me do this. Tina Bojan brings up a good point. I've seen tiny female martial artists kick some big guys' butts. I've seen that too.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was just getting ready to respond in the chat on that. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. I've seen that too.
Okay, yeah, I've seen it too, but the technique is very different because they have to account for their size. Like maybe they're a little speedier, or maybe they're, there's a very different technique.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not brute strength. It's all leverage and everything else. It's very judo, jujitsu kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't think that the girl plays the Batwoman actually had any fighting background character-wise. I think she's just like, I don't know, a street person who, like, yeah,
lesbian.
right. Well, they describe her characters by their skin color and gender nowadays. So
The only reason she was hired is because she's black and lesbian. They're like, see, yay, perfect.
I'm not sure that.
See, I mean, the virtue signaling with that is just ridiculous. They made her like a crackhead that lived by the river in a van. And
don't forget, in the first episode, the suit literally falls in her lap.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. And it's fit for her. It's surprisingly fit for her.
Considering the last person wearing it was Ruby Rose, and it would be like fit for a stick.
Exactly.
And not disparaging, because that's kind of cute for me.
Female Hunter Biden? Where did that come from?
Whoa!
I don't know. I do know this. This was interesting from Morgan King. The petition to remove AH is at 2.8 million, very close to 3 million. That's a lot of people.
It's not gonna do anything for the movie. I think the rumor was that they have cut down her screen time in filmed scenes that they could without her. But I mean, there's just no way that you could release that movie and cut her out and make it look good. So I think the petition's kind of a moot point.
Yeah, well, they may cut her completely. A lot of it's going to depend on the results of this trial. I guarantee. I don't know about guaranteeing it, but I suggest that's most likely what will happen. We talked about that a little bit last night over on the dump. So
I think a better meter would be Ezra, because like if they don't get rid of him, then who the F will they get rid of?
That's true.
Well, he's protected. He's gay. They won't get rid of him.
I'm sorry, them.
Makani.
No matter how many women he assaults.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the man that's been drawing for your pleasure has to leave to set up his stream, which is going to start here in about a half an hour.
And to be fair, I respect women. Okay, so I do not own any women. So I am not Ezra Miller. Okay, I'm actually pleasing to the eye.
You are respecting that woman right now.
Exactly, it's Tifa. Anyway, guys, join us on Makani Live, where we have you and because people asked for it, and because people actually asked for her to come back, Purple Valkyrie is returning. So she's going to be crafting with us. So
are those Prismacolors?
These are Uhu markers. I actually have Prismacolors right here. I haven't used them yet, so it's like
oh wow.
Yeah. I got a whole stack. I can't turn my camera because I'll accidentally do a face reveal, but I got a whole set right next to me, literally. You can see
I
the
would
bag
kill for those. Watch out.
All right, anyway, I'll see you guys later. Much love, y'all. Thank y'all for having me on, as always.
Yeah, and go check out Makani's stream coming up here shortly. He's going to have a featured guest in Purple Valkyrie be joining him. So that will be well worth your time, everyone. We're only going to probably go another half hour, 45 minutes. So stay right here, and then we'll head over and check out what Mock's doing. I also want to promote real quick while we have a lot of folks in the chat. I want to promote the fact that we have the Welcome to Florida stream over on Lorena Creel's channel tonight, which is the bingo stream. It's the 100th episode of the show, and we have a whole lot of stories lined up for you. A lot of crazy Florida man stuff. So check that out. Welcome to Florida tonight. Check your local listings on YouTube. And real quick, let's get to a couple of the supers, and then we'll pop right back in with the next subject. Let's see. Did I get this one? Disney wants less than eight in the park. Less people in the park. Disney wants less people in the parks. They keep raising their prices to keep the riffraff, Throwdown and Two Town, etc. They want a better class of guests. I understand that, Larry, for $5. I do, but that's not the issues that they have. The problem is the prices increase, the bad behavior increases. This has been a problem that they've been having for a long time. I actually wanted to do a video on it. I just haven't been able to put enough information together. But that's exactly what's been happening. People feel more entitled. because they're paying an exorbitant amount of money to do something.
Oh, right, like those crazy TikTok videos of people raging over like Disney merchandise and stuff. That is so painful to watch. It's not even funny. Like I like the funny stuff at like Walmart. That's different. That's cool.
That's a lot different.
But Disney is just embarrassing.
Yeah, and then we've got a super sticker from Magitech Mags. Go check out Magitech Mags YouTube channel as Mags builds it up. I'm very excited. Thank you for the Shiba Inu dog, my favorite little dog, farting hearts. Appreciate that. Of course, our good friend, the Gilkman, Thomas Gilkey.
Hey,
What's up,
Hail the
Gilkey.
Gilkman.
for $19.99, dude? Thank you. Says, can I highlight? Can I highlight out for the Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness meetup that happens on the 20th of the month? Indeed. For me, Rev Sully, Sporkin News podcast, LOL, memes of destruction, Dr. Rachel Lindbergh, and Pope Metallicus. Of course you can. I hope anybody
That is
else
awesome.
Hope anybody else who's interested gets in touch with one of those parties. I'm sure you will have a great time hanging out with these people. Anytime you can meet up with somebody in our fellowship, do so. It is something you'll never forget. It's always awesome. I promise.
I'd make it, but that would be a very long drive for me.
A very long flight. But
I would invite
No,
people
no
over here,
flying.
but no one wants to go to the Pacific Northwest because it's so green. You know what I mean?
yeah, and of course, Dragon Master 360 says funny Florida Walmart stories are best indeed. I'm still celebrating his birthday. Awesome.
Yeah, if anybody ever wants to come to Northern California, where I'm at, we've got orchards, lots of orchards and
Good.
farms. Yeah, it's nice.
I'll
here.
stick in Missouri where I'm still free.
We're kind of free here. We're
Ancient
an island of
Reapers, I
freedom.
wish I could read this. Hey, Gilkman again. What are you doing, my man? For $4.99 says get Culture to 10K so he can become shirtless casino. Okay.
Oh God.
And Culture still hasn't texted. I did too. I texted you on your birthday, bro. Why did you don't? You're so mean to me. I love this man. He's a good guy.
He's not wrong.
Oh,
Well,
boy.
let's jump on to
Children.
the last subject with several stories. I want to get through this because I look, this, we are talking about the man that has he's got money, he's got style, he trolls like a beast, and he's upsetting everybody, the entire apple cart, because he's taking Twitter private. And researchers fear that Musk acquisition what it might mean for Twitter research data. What it might mean for Twitter research data. What do you think this is about?
Maybe actual real research, not fake.
Well, it pretty much would. I think what they're trying to insinuate is that it's going to give him control of the data because it will be privatized, basically, and no one else will technically will be able to see it unless he releases it, right?
Yeah.
Well, he said he's going to.
Yeah, he's
Well,
gonna,
right, but that's what they're gonna ho hum about. Like, but will he? It's all the what ifs, you know.
Yeah. And Matt G is promoting Mandy's book in the chat. Guys, check out Mandy. She's got a great comics brand and has a lot of great comics out there. Some really, I'm going to say, diverse content for those of you who haven't checked it out. So do follow that link to the Indiegogo projects that are currently underway by Mandy.
There are so many
Old
artists.
Sucks. I read this article and I don't remember anything about it now.
All right, well, let's get through it. We have much has been written about Elon Musk's bid to acquire Twitter, an effort which, despite substantial backing from Morgan Stanley and the approval of Twitter's board, stands on unsure footing at present. Yeah, they're trying to not have it happen. Reporting and punditry have focused on the security implications of the proposed acquisition, as well as Musk's potential approaches to content moderation, and on a related subject, his understanding of the concept of free speech. It's not that hard to understand. Free speech is say whatever the hell you want, as long as you're not in promotion of something that is patently and outright illegal that's been stated by law.
Yep.
Free speech is free speech. But another consequential aspect of the deal has received considerably less attention. How Twitter's data access policy for research might change under the Musk regime. Twitter hasn't always had a cozy relationship with researchers. However, in recent years, the social network has made strides in providing access to its archives at a time when rivals have taken the opposite step. In January 2021, Twitter claimed that academic researchers were one of the largest groups using its API. Some researchers are concerned that Musk doesn't share the same commitment to open data access. I wouldn't if I were him. particularly considering the vitriol he's shown in the past towards reporting that paints his ventures, including Tesla, in an unflattering light. Thus far, Twitter has been unique among major platforms in how they have made data. They have made data for researchers. That's interesting. In 2018, Musk pledged to, but didn't ultimately build a website to rate the core truth of articles and journalists in response to reports on crashes involving Tesla cars, Tesla labor issues, and his relationship with Wall Street. Of course, this goes on and on and on and on. I find this quite interesting. This is a member exclusive article, so we only got the beginning of it. I don't know. I think that's enough to kind of discern the direction they're going. Does anybody have any thoughts on, whether or not we should care if researchers have access to the data?
Honestly,
he said he's going to
the way
open
they
source it, so I think that's a great thing.
Yeah, the way they say it is. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm done.
I think they're just the way they say it. It just sounds like they're afraid that they're not going to be able to control the information themselves. But that's it.
Well,
Sorry.
Yeah, and I think Rob Altus makes a correct point. I think this has always been my concern with this, right? Making the data available for the right researchers. Because of how politically skewed Twitter has been. I mean, the Vinyaya lady that was there, right? Attorney. I mean, she's toast, dude. She's gone. They have nothing but advocates. Yeah, they have nothing but advocates for censorship that are running the company.
17 million job down the toilet. I'm done.
Well, one of the funny things is seeing these news reports, right? The freaking reporters on the news going, well, what if Elon does this? What if Elon does that? And it's like, they've already done it.
Yep.
Yeah.
That one MSNBC guy was like literally said what they've been doing the whole time, and it was like, he's gonna do this. He's gonna make it politically skewed to one side.
He's gonna do it to us now.
Like, you mean what they've been doing the entire time?
You're talking about the guy from PMSNBC.
Yes.
I may still have that. Hang on, I do. Boom.
Of Twitter or Facebook or what have you. You don't have to explain yourself. You don't even have to be transparent. You could secretly ban one party's candidate or all of its candidates, all of its nominees, or you could just secretly turn down the reach of their stuff and turn up the reach of something else, and the rest of us might not even find out about it till after the election. Elon Musk says this is all to help people because he is just a free speech, philosophically clear, open-minded helper.
Translation.
Oh my God.
Okay, so translation. He's not part of the establishment. He's not a shill. He's not in that corrupt system. Oh, hey, Minister.
Right.
Wow,
Well,
Minister.
he's never looked at the trending tabs on Twitter about controlling what people can see and whatnot. All those articles that pop up.
Somebody would do something for altruistic reasons. We don't understand that.
Well, given the pattern that we just saw, where they're essentially worried he'll do what they've already been doing for the last 8-10 years, I never really questioned the consistency or accuracy or access to Twitter's data before. But I certainly have questions about what they've been doing with it now, because this is another one where, well, if they're worried about him restricting access, they must have been restricting access before.
Oh my God, that's the best point.
That's their standard operating procedure.
I agree with everything here, but I have to show off because Minitep's here. There's Minitep.
Hey.
Oh,
real Batman. Here you go. Here's real Batman.
Real Batman. Minitep.
oh my gosh.
Mini-sphere.
Minisphere. I'm sorry.
Minitep is the wrong channel, dude.
Oh man, I know my brain's not working. It's been a long, hard go, but I'm digging this a lot. All right, here we got a lot of responses to that PMSNBC video,
so
about projection and everything else. And Commander Ed Straker says this, and this is kind of why I want to highlight it. I think Twitter, Meta, YouTube algorithm, user suppression, political creator, message booster, based on the same trademark software. It wouldn't surprise me. Current pullback on one reveals all. Yeah, we watched what happened, right? Twitter gets bought. Immediately, all of the things happen that you would expect. You have no more employee-driven suppression. You have no more manipulation of the logarithm. Oh, we just lost someone. Who did we lost?
Mirrorsphere.
Oh, okay, he'll be back. It was very, very telling, and I think this is 100% right. Does anybody else think that's accurate? I do.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, and I mean the statement. I don't know who made it, but it was a tweet. Somebody tweeted out that Elon Musk has not bought a company; he's bought evidence in criminal proceedings.
Boom. He has, and this is absolutely true. And a Blue Eyed Roof Curry in the base for $2 says as much, and has been on multiple streams. Elon didn't just buy Twitter; he bought evidence and a shitload of it, and they're freaking out. They are freaking out.
And I think that's the main reason why the shadow bans and some of the other restrictions were suddenly lifted so quickly in a day or two.
Oh yeah.
And it was for the CIA to show up at his door and be like, "Okay, sir, you cannot do this. You're exposing our
Do you think
operations."
maybe he was trolling with the edit comment? Like maybe he wasn't suggesting he might bring it back. Maybe it was suggesting they might want it at this point.
Yeah, they probably do.
You know,
yeah, I mean, it's gonna expose a lot. I mean, you've had stuff. I mean, if we're gonna go conspiracy here, you had Project Mockingbird, and then there's this thing they rolled out called signature reduction, where there's an army of people through private companies that they fund, and they go on. Many of them go on social media through consulting firms. I think I ran afoul of one of these folks a few years ago. And they're in there, and then you have the people behind the curtain with their bots trying to shape narratives. And so I think once we get a peek at that, we'll find out a lot. I hope.
Yeah, they already got rid of all their shadow banning. That was obvious.
Yeah, it's
the first thing happened. Everybody got their things.
Well,
I can actually see people's tweets now. Like how times I've been like,
did Jack Dorsey literally just testify under oath, but in front of Congress, that shadow banning wasn't a thing?
Yeah. Well, he's like, I swear it's not.
Well, maybe it's one of those semantics thing that they have their own phrase for it, so they can say that it's not. But it's like, but we have technically we control the algorithm to make sure that it's safe content or something. Because I swear to God, so many times when I look at a comment thread on a tweet, it'll have a little section that's click for questionable content for more for comments, and I'm like, oh, they must have said something offensive, and then the comments LOL, that's funny. And I'm like, why does it do that? It's clear there's some reason it's choosing to censor those comments on top of other ones that clearly show up. So I feel like it's maybe something they could sneak under the terms of agreement of break
terms of service,
yeah. So I don't know. That's kind of how I see it. It's working.
You had to. Rob, what did Rob say? I don't see it in the chat. Where is it at? Is it not on the back end? It's not.
No, I think it's gonna be interesting. If he actually makes a good free speech platform, it's gonna be great.
Semantics. Oh, I see it. I'm always up for some antics. That's awesome. Yeah, gaslighting people, gaslighting the public to shape people's worldview, and they've been doing that for a long time. And the Twitter thing's about to, really expose a lot of people to the truth. Finally, they've been ignoring it willfully.
It's already started. You could tell, just in the last week that all the stuff that was censored and stuff like that.
And small republics saying something true. I mean, Twitter throws around the term safety anytime they want to censor something for no good reason. Yeah, they also are throwing around health. You guys, that they're using those words synonymously, and it's just bonkers. And here's the man.
You still have your echo on.
If they're concerned about that on YouTube, I don't understand how there's still those mukbang videos. because that's definitely not healthy. Just saying.
No, Google's like crazy. Where Rob Altus, all he said was "Hello, Tom" or whatever. It made me. I had to approve that.
Well, you're a wrench, so
What?
good job.
Yeah, with this one here, where he said, "Hey, Tom," at Midnight's Edge After Dark, and then the 3 little stickers.
Yeah, see, like it censors for the strangest things.
What the fuck?
Just cause.
Yeah, no.
You know, I hope this is true. Blue-eyed Roof Korean, the base, that there's been an awakening. I know that this is also a reference to to a film I don't really want to talk about, but yeah.
Well, what did I miss so far other than Elon? What have we talked about?
Oh wow, we hit the Disney snafu in their PR department with Jeff Morrell leaving, probably because they didn't listen to him. We talked about that. Then we talked about Batwoman getting canceled. Yeah, so you didn't really miss a lot. We aren't really sticking around much longer. Machiny starts in just a few minutes, so we want.
How is nobody talking about Bill Murray?
Oh, tell me. I don't know what that is.
I do want to talk about this, but I was going to save it for tonight's culture late night stream. Late night.
That was better than mine. Damn.
Yeah, Weston.
I had to work it up, you know.
I had to work it up. Well, we got a couple more supers to get through. We got for $1.99. So did True the Vote 2,000 Mules. Not sure what that refers to, but thank you for the $2. Somebody else might know what that means. Probably Wes.
Oh yeah, the people on the bicycles with the cameras and such and thus.
Yeah. TZ Burton for $5 says, "Attention, all planets of the Solar Federation. We have assumed control. Assumed control. Elon Musk, rush."
So is Twitter going to become his like NASA? He's just going to take over and have like a social media platform connected straight to Mars?
I really don't know.
I heard something about that. Yeah, like because of like how it's set up, it's perfect for like interstellar like communication. It's like how
nice. That's it.
like
That's
to
the trick.
explore
He's discovered intergalactic communication, long distance Twitter.
Half the things that you find on Twitter is actually from aliens that we just didn't know.
Tweet longer.
I want to see what's in the pyramids on Mars.
That'd be really cool. Hammerite Hurt says something. Twitter internal forces have just rocked. Have rocked just like Chapek and Disney, but the empire will back. Musk will make a public apology within 18 months when the mob comes from. I don't think so. That dude is nothing to apologize.
He's not really. He doesn't give a crap. I don't think he's the kind of guy that cares. He's just like, I do what I want. I'm rich, and I don't give a crap.
Oh, D'Souza, Dinesh D'Souza. All right, I'll have to check that out. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Let's see. Culture. Did you make a late show group yet on Twitter? I did. I haven't added all the names yet, but I will make sure that I get everybody in there. So I love that. That's a lot of fun. That stream is a good time. Let's see.
Oh, by the way, hey Tom.
Yeah, hi Tom.
Hello.
They are trying to make Musk worse than Trump. They're doing their level best. It's hard to do that.
Yeah,
he's actually buying the platform that is, their mechanism for that bullshit.
and also, I mean, Musk, he's a green guy. He's into renewable energy and using.
He's nowhere near like
he's not a right winger. So I mean, it doesn't work on him.
The strategy seems very similar, not looking at it politically, just saying like the way of doing it with the way Trump did it, where you do just ridiculously large and crazy things and it gets you attention and people, interested. Yeah. And so it's like he's doing all of these things and people are like just in love with him because he's going against the grain and he's getting more and more traction. And the media is giving him power, just like they did when Trump was gaining popularity, by showing him and trying to say that he's crazy. Because the more screen time they give him, the more, his voice can reach other people too, and you might not agree with everything, just like, a lot of people who ended up going to like Trump, but it's more of the representation of like what he is. And so I think he's got the power right now.
Let me play this again one more time before we exit. This is what
you own all of Twitter or Facebook or what have you. You don't have to explain yourself. You don't even have to be transparent. You could secretly ban one party's candidate or all of its candidates, all of its nominees, or you could just secretly turn down the reach of their stuff and turn up the reach of something else, and the rest of us might not even find out about it till after the election.
Like we did.
Is that a
Elon
lizard?
Musk says this is all to help people because he is just a free speech, philosophically clear, open-minded helper.
Tell you what,
Imagine that, an altruist.
Well, literally, what they're so pissed about, he literally just made it equal terms. Like, he didn't silence them. He just like, hey, everybody should be allowed to speak no matter what.
Well, he had one thing
There we
wrong.
go.
People
like,
were aware of it before, like while it was happening. That's the one thing he got wrong.
Wow,
But
true.
it's-
Yeah, we all
you know-
knew it was happening. They've been
We
saying
were
in the shadows,
calling
like,
it
no,
out.
it's conspiracies.
If you tell me the world's going to end tomorrow and you say my choices, I have to pick between our Bill Gates, Android Boy from Facebook, and Elon to help save the world, I got to pick one and to help come up with a scenario. Of course, I'm picking Elon.
Yeah. Culture, I got a tweet shared there.
Oh, beautiful. Here it is.
Yeah,
So
pretty much,
Gary shared the image. Elon Musk is a bigger danger than Trump, and there's like NPC update.
That's right.
And I retweeted it with download in progress.
Their programming has just been updated. Indeed. Beesman says they just opened their playbook for all to see. Yes, we've been calling it. If you go against the message, they hate you. That's also true.
Yep.
I look. This was a great stream, everybody. Thanks to everybody who's been here. We were up rocking over 170 people for a while. We got 144 of you now. You guys are absolutely the best. I just want everybody to have a chance to say goodbye and head over to see Machiny. We're going to start with Tom, who I hope is intending to be on tonight's Sunday late night culture stream.
I'm going to try.
All right.
I've been writing a Bill Murray script for Andre, so we'll see how that goes.
I hope it goes well.
Because we got to get the word out there about this, because nobody's really talking about it. And
I really want to know about it. You guys are such teases.
But we're supposed to be.
Well,
Stay tuned tonight, and you'll finally know what they're teasing you about. And you better come through with it, or else.
Most people already know they've been trying to cancel him for the last 2 weeks. So.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I don't know that.
Yeah,
I ignore TV.
Check out Tom, Midnight's Edge After Dark, Midnight's Edge, Espanol, Midnight's Edge Archives, Mead Radio, my channel, and all other channels ever at all times.
MySpace.
Of course, we also got Mirasphere's origin, the author himself, the man who is right on the verge of pushing forward into the great unknown as an author. I'm looking forward to this.
Really close. So look forward. Subscribe to my channel. I'll be announcing when Culture gets the video done for me. He's doing a promotional video for the book. As soon as I can get that done, I'm talking to the printer. I emailed him a couple times. I'm hoping they do like promotional photos of the book. So to like print off a book and they take like promotional photos, because I need that. That'd be great to have. And some other stuff, because I'm trying to set up the freaking Indiegogo and I have no idea what I'm doing. So yay.
Yeah, thanks for being here, my man. I appreciate you being back on. I'm gonna follow one veteran with another from a different service, a different MOS. We got our buddy Shellback, TJC. Good to see you, man.
Yeah. So I'd like to invite everyone to come over to my channel tomorrow. At 5:30 Pacific. PM. And I've got a couple things on the possibility table. One is this thing called that Janet from Another Planet pointed out to me is body sleeves. Basically, is some company that they'll make you like a clone or an android or something, and then if something if you have a really bad accident where you're going to be like half a vegetable or whatever, they can just take your essence and put it into this new body, and there you go. Or we've been speaking about Twitter. There's these people that have the acronym of MAP, And I've seen several trash tweets from people like that. So that might be a subject for discussion as well.
Indeed. All right. Well, we've got of course another very talented creator here, someone who is just hired on with Whatever Corp. It's Wes on the Whatever Cast.
It is Wes of Whatever Cast. So we had a little hiccup with the old channel. It got nuked. So new channel, new me. We are Whatever Cast. So you've got a little bit of Barney Miller going in the background.
That's right.
And Susan Wojcicki. So yeah, subscribe to my channel, Whatever Cast. We're going to do some great things on that channel. We're going to do videos. We're going to do field trips too. We're going to YouTube on YouTube at YouTube coming this month. And so look forward to that. And of course, we're going to have some live streams, and we're going to talk about whatever the heck I want to, because it is my webcast.
There you go. All right. Appreciate that. And of course, one of the other longest panelists here, it's AFK Bard.
You got a lot of long time panelists, man.
I know. It's awesome.
Yeah. The only thing I have new is that I treated myself and I'm waiting for another hot toy. So, I got my tax returns and I was like, hey, I have been a nice person. I deserve to treat myself, which is just an excuse because I've wanted to for a while. So whenever it shows up, I might make a really crappy video like I usually do and show it off. Well, and also check out all these people because they're super awesome.
I can't wait to see the new hot toy. So I like this. Of course, we've got one of our oldest, longest wrenches here on the channel. A man who's a member of many things all the time. Just another red shirt. Thanks for joining us today, my friend.
Thanks for having me. This has been a blast.
Yeah.
In addition to all the chats you'll find me in this week, I'm going to be joining 32 Flavors of Nick Weiser on Toxic Tuesday, discussing the greatness and the toxicity of the original film Rocky. So you won't want to miss that.
Great. Gotta love what Nick's doing over there on Toxic Tuesday. It's good times.
It's great. There's so much fun.
Yeah. Well, and I think that wraps it up. I think we got everybody on the panel covered. Go check out Machiny over on his channel, Machiny Draws. He's got a great special guest over there in Purple Valkyrie. Do be on the lookout for tonight's Welcome to Florida stream, the WTF stream over on Lorena Creole's channel. It's going to be great. It's the 100th episode for the show. We are having bingo with Florida man stories. It's always hysterically funny. So check that out. You take the opportunity to get a bingo card. I think there's like 70 available in real time. You can actually play while we go through. We'll call out what is being drawn on the card, and it's goofy as all heck. And then finally, let's see. Then we're going to have another late night culture stream that'll be after that, a little ways after that, after everybody else is kind of wrapped up. So get your Sunday night on back here on the channel. Everybody have a great day. Be sure to take care of yourself, take care of others, wash your hands, of course, because it's good. And for those of you that sent super chats and everything, thank you so very much for the studio support. Wash your hands. And until next time.
And sub to Whatever Cast.
Absolutely. Bye.
Bye.
That makes me sad.
I gotta fix that.
It's okay.
It'll be okay, Wes. We shall rebuild.